Hello everyone, how you guys been doing? My name is Alternative Potato, and today is part 2.2 of our little tutorial series on how to make a AAA game in Bevy. So let's just get into it. Today is really just going to be quick. We're just going to do a little bit of explanation on client itself. Okay, so we're going in our previous video. We actually saw how to spawn like a simple client and a simple server. Okay, we actually saw that live. But you're gonna notice that server is incapable of actually spawning more than one guy. So that's really important. Like you cannot spawn multiple clients, which is like necessary for a multiplayer game that you guys are actually able to spawn multiple clients. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to do that right about now. So basically, we're going to start with the CLI. CLI was that thing allocated on the main file, which you can see here and you can see here. So basically, we're going to start with this guy. Okay, first of all, you're going to notice this. This is an argument from Clapper itself. It's basically going to translate this little field that we labeled on script named client ID into something short. So basically, this first argument is going to make it shorter. Means it's going to probably just grab the first letter of it, and it's probably going to interpret it as we pass in that field here. And as you can see here, that field expects a value. In this case, it expects the value C1, which is actually, um, which is basically like a value between 0 and 1,000 genius, which is basically how much you can go. Okay, so in this case, it's really simple. Okay, guys, it's not really that much. It's basically like the argument that we pass to the CLI. Okay, so basically we can write client ID dash one. Gonna be able to interpret it as client ID dash one, which is basically like spawn the client on client ID one, and we can also spawn like this. It's also going to interpret it as spawning clients with one. So it's basically like this manipulistic way of making stuff run. Okay, it's really not that complicated. So I'm just going to move forward. As we might know, you're gonna notice this client got a little bigger, so a little more scary. So basically here, we are grabbing like the enumeration from our CLI struct, which is the enumeration also known as client. This little client field for our enumeration. And this client field is going to intake a client ID, which interesting enough is the client ID that we just passed onto our little CLI, right? And he's going to grab that guy, which is basically this client ID, and he's going to define it or unwrap or set it to 0. So basically, if you don't pass a client ID for some reason, that might occur. He's gonna say, "Hey, man, your client's gonna be 0." Now, maybe because you're lazy or you're a piece of shit. But usually, if it shouldn't break. I'm not sure if it's totally unbreakable. Maybe it's breakable. I'm not sure. I think that should run, but I'm not completely sure yet because it's actually gonna expect something. Yeah, for a client ID. Yeah, but anyways, it doesn't really matter right now. I'm just gonna set it. Probably it's a little bit of a correction, but it's just an extra feature that you guys might want, and I'm probably going to do it on a later video. And if I do, I'm just gonna run. But this is really just grabbing the client ID value, okay, that we passed. So basically, we're going to go here, and we're going to go to our little configuration file, which is basically this carry guy. And you're going to notice that it actually takes another field also known as client ID. And you're probably wondering, well, how the hell do I pass that field into that client ID? Pretty easy, man. You just go here. You have this core client plugin, which is the struct representing our basically centralization plugin for our clients itself. And we're going to pass an argument into it. And now, when we pass that argument into it, when we build that function, we can actually just grab the value from self.client ID, because the moment we actually do the plugin, it's already going to know that. Yeah, it's really cool, right? It's basically just that. Like you're gonna see that we are building here our plugin and we're passing the argument itself. This is actually a good approach so you can make things more manipulistic, or if you want to make it headless, if you want to make it have a conditioner and all that stuff, you can actually work through here. You can also do it via settings with the common crates, but I heavily recommend that you guys play around this, as it can be really good for you. So you can get to like a little bit of more creativity power, which is basically the sole purpose of making a AAA game. It's supposed to be a creative game. It's supposed to have a soul. It's supposed to be that shit like Call of Duty like 27. So let's just move forward anyways. And here you're gonna notice the only thing that differs is that little constant that we have here, which was basically like client address. And we're going to make it so it's a variable now. So basically we're going to pass the client ID into the port, into the IB4 address, which is basically like the way, which is going to represent like an IP for our client, right? And that's pretty much it. That's all that's going to differ. You're also going to notice, of course, here that we're going to pass client address. We're not going to pass the constant client address. That's how you spawn multiple clients in oh my god, in light here with Bevy. Okay, yeah. That's how you do it. So here you can gonna notice like it's gonna be here, and let's just do the thing for the next video. So I just get a little bit of programming, a little bit of programmation when it comes to like logic in these videos. So you're gonna notice that now we are able to spawn multiple clients. Really simple, really not that complicated. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. On the next video, I'm probably going to teach you guys how to actually manipulate eGUIs. You're probably wondering what is an eGUI? Like what is an eGUI? It's this. Okay, it's this guy. It's gonna be like a very handy development that is gonna show you to you guys all the available resources, components, and everything that you need to make a good ass game. See you on the next video. Yo!